This is Tech Roundup, and today we're rounding up.
Hey YouTube, what's up? In today's episode of Tech Roundup, we're going to be looking at the best free software you can download when you get your first gaming PC, or maybe you just haven't downloaded the software yet on your current gaming PC. So to start off with, what you first want to do when you first get your computer is most likely download a new web browser. So for me, that's Chrome, and with Chrome, it's just a lot faster, and you're going to be able to download all the other applications that you want at a faster speed. So the 2 to 3 best softwares that you're going to have to download for gaming, specifically for gaming, are going to be Discord and Steam. So I'll open up Steam for you guys. So with Steam, this is where you can download all of your games, well, most of your games. Some companies only allow their games to be shown on their specific software, so I'll go through some of those as well. So with Steam, you have the ability to download most games. Witcher's big right now. Shadow of the Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider you can get on here. So this is where you'll get the majority of your games, and this is where your majority of your game library will be stored, will be in your Steam account. For other software related to gaming, there's a couple. So Origin is EA's version, and then there's also Epic. So Epic is Fortnite. They also have Metro Exodus right now for purchase. So those are some of the key softwares that you're going to want in terms of gaming. Discord will be your chat software. So Discord allows you to talk to friends while you're gaming and avoid in-game chat in terms of that. So you're also going to want to download for your gaming PC. So if you have an overclockable CPU, or maybe you want to overclock your GPU, you're going to want some benchmarking tools, of course, and you're going to want some hardware monitoring tools. So in terms of hardware monitoring tools, there is HW Monitor. So HW Monitor is part of a software package from CPU ID. We'll go into their other piece of software as well. So this allows you to monitor pretty much everything about the hardware on your PC. Temps, clock speeds, utilization percentages, power draw at the computer, not at the wall, voltages, pretty much anything you could think of, fan speeds. So as you can see here, we have percent utilization on the CPU, CPU power draw, CPU temps, and then you have your GPU temps, GPU RPM. Pretty much anything you want to know about your system you can find here. And then if you want more specific details about your actual hardware, so maybe your multipliers on your CPU, or your base clock on your GPU, memory overclock on your graphics card, CPU-Z is the other part of the CPU ID package, and this allows you to monitor everything about pretty much all your hardware, but specifically your CPU. So with this, you're able to see your core speed, your multiplier, as well as just information in general about your processor. So you have core voltage, max power draw, the specific type of card, what the code name was for that generation of card, and then you have information about everything else. You got your main board, memory information, so 16 gigs of DDR3, and then no graphics support right now in here. And then you also have the ability to stress test and bench your CPU within CPU-Z. Now, in order to monitor your GPU, you're going to want to download GPU-Z. So GPU-Z is not part of the CPU ID suite. It's part of this Tech PowerUp suite. So this allows you to pretty much see everything there is to know about your graphics card. You have memory clock speeds, GPU clocks, and GPU boost, as well as information about the memory on the card. So there's 2 gigs of GDDR5 and things like that. And then if we go into the sensors part of this, so this allows you to see your current GPU clocks, memory clock, GPU temp, fan RPM and fan percent utilization, and other things like CPU temp, as well. So it's just a really good way to monitor your hardware as you're overclocking or as you're benchmarking. You can see everything there is to know about your hardware during that testing. You can see what kind of clock speed you're getting. You can see where your temperatures are at, maybe your thermal throttling. So this allows you to see all of that. And then finally, while you're benchmarking, in order to do your benchmark, you're going to want some benchmarking tools. So there's a few different options. So in terms of like a more visual option, there's Cinebench, which you've probably seen before. So this allows you to test both your GPU as well as your CPU. So I'll just run a quick CPU test just because you've probably seen this before, but just to give you an idea of what's going on within Cinebench. So with Cinebench, you can see each individual thread processing its specific data. So each box is its own thread. So there's 8 threads with this 4-core i7-3770, and you're watching as each thread is processing its set of data within this 3D image. So in terms of more stress testing on your CPU, there's OCCT and IDA64. So OCCT allows you to bench your CPU based on specific package size. So you can do small, medium, large data sets, and that will utilize different amounts of memory and then stress test your CPU with that. So if we take a look at OCCT, this is their suite in terms of benchmarking and stress testing and stability testing. So you have the ability to set small, medium, and large data sets on your CPU testing. And with a small data set, this is where you're probably going to see your major power draw as well as temperature increase. So I'll run this. Let me just make sure Cinebench is completed, which it is. So we're just going to take a look at this really quick. So I will just turn this on. So this pretty much runs, as you can see, it's running your CPU at 100% usage, and your temperature increases dramatically when you're doing this. So this was where you stability test and overclock on your CPU. You can get your temps and your speeds all here. So we'll turn that off. And then you also get data sets saved on your computer, so you can see sort of that testing further down the road. And then finally, so those are sort of your benchmarking tools. And then last, I just wanted to bring up, so there is also 3D Mark for GPU stability testing and GPU benchmarking, as well as just overall system benchmarking. So 3D Mark does cost money. There is a free demo version that allows you to have some functionality of the 3D Mark software, but this suite gives you a whole bunch of benchmarks where you can do graphics testing as well as overall system and CPU benchmarking. So the issue is that some of the benchmarks take up or require over 4 gigs of GPU or graphics card memory, whereas the GTX 1050 that's in my system currently only has 2 gigs, so some of these benchmarks I can't actually run. I will be running all of these once I build my new PC with the i7-8700K and the RTX 2060, but with this current system, I can't test all of the benchmarks. But I am able to run Firestrike, Night Raid, Skydiver, and some of those benchmarks. And with that, you are able to then compare your results online. So if I go to 3D Mark in Chrome, and here are all the scores that have the specific hardware of an i7-3770 processor and a GTX 1050. So as you can see, I rank 3rd at the moment, with the top score being an 18,927 and an 18,492 second. So I'm over 1,000 points behind this person. And this was with the GPU overclocked to, as you can see, 1962 megahertz. So this is an example of a paid-for benchmarking software, but right now there's actually a deal on 3D Mark where it's only $440 or $499. I believe it's $499. Let's see, it's on their main website. So it's marked down 85% from I believe like $25 to like $5 or $4.50, one or the other, which is an awesome deal. And if you do get into benchmarking, so I purchased this just because the deal expires on February 11th, and I wanted it for my future PC. So this is purchased through Steam. So once it's in your Steam library, you can then download that onto other devices. So once let's say, once I build my new PC, I download Steam, I sign into Steam, I can then access 3D Mark on that computer, but you can only access it on one computer at a time. So once we get the new PC up and running, we'll be able to run some of these benchmarks with much better hardware and hopefully blow these scores out of the water. The next video is probably going to be going through some overclocking of the graphics card and seeing what kind of scores we can get in some of those 3D Mark benchmarks. I'm not going to push it too hard just because I don't want to blow up my card before the new PC is built. I want to use the system until the next computer gets built. So hopefully we can get some good scores there without frying our graphics card. But thanks again for watching. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It really helps out. It allows the channel to grow and to reach more people, and then hopefully help them in terms of tech news, in terms of PC building. It allows a lot of people to come together and share their experiences around PC building and just tech overall. And then if you like this video, if you like some of the software we went over today, please give it a thumbs up. Yeah. So thanks again for watching, and tune back in.